What's going on, everybody? PGH Comic Expert here, recording down in good old-fashioned southern West Virginia, the new home of the PGH Comic Expert. No, I'm not changing my name to Dub V Comic Expert. I'm going to stick with what I know. All right, bringing you another Omnibus review. I got a new microphone, so hopefully you don't have to strain to hear what I'm saying this time. I listened to the last video and uploaded it and everything on the first review I did of that 90s Omnibus, and it's like my intro is super loud, but then when you get to me, it's like you're really struggling to hear it. So trying out a new microphone. Any feedback would be appreciated. I'm going to try to knock two out today in this video, and I'm still going to condense it enough to keep it short. So those of you who want to start collecting these Omnibus volumes, it is a great way to condense your collection. Yes, they're big, they're bulky, but so are long boxes, and especially a lot of them. So this is one of my favorites. This is Spider-Man vs. Venom. I did not pay full price for this. I actually found this from an eBay seller that buys like hundreds of these things and sells them for just a little bit, I would say, above cost. So the Spider-Man vs. Venom, as you can see by the cover, that's the McFarlane cover, the classic ASM 316. And when you look at the interior art, once you take the dust jacket off, it's actually, you should recognize that as part of the poster from the, I want to say, I forget which Spider-Man book that was in, but I have the poster itself. I have it actually laminated. Not much of an expert now, am I, in that regard, but I have the poster. I forget which book it was in. I want to say 375, but I think it was 380 with the hologram on the cover. So anyway, and the back of it does have, it does have Cletus on there as Carnage. So what's nice about this book here is it includes a lot of the Venom and Carnage battles. And if you open it up, you got the classic Larson, Spider-Man reflection in the eyes cover. And then if you flip it over on the back, this actually gives you all of the titles in here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. It starts out, of course, if you can see that, Web of Spider-Man #1. Actually, it's got the one where Peter realizes that the costume is an alien. Then Web of Spider-Man #1. I believe it has the last few pages of Amazing Spider-Man 299 in there. They just don't have the cover art on the back. Of course, 300, 315, 316, 317. Then you got an Avengers Venom appearance in there. Then the classic Larson stories of Spider-Man, including Spider-Man and Venom, including Venom Island. Then he encounters Darkhawk. Then it goes to 361. So you've got the intro to Carnage, and then nothing. Yeah, you got Maximum Carnage. I believe it has the entire storyline for that. And then it even has Spirits of Venom in there, the Ghost Rider crossover, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's a good buy, especially since Spider-Man 300 right now. That's a book that just keeps going up in price. And this has a pretty heavy cover price of $125. But again, I try my best not to ever pay cover price for these Omnibus volumes, just because you can usually find them out there cheap. Stores, I mean, even in my home where I moved from, the local comic shop, had I known that he would have given me $25 off every Omnibus I bought, I would have bought more than just the couple that I did before I moved from him, because they just don't want to, the store owners just don't want to keep these things. They want to move them. I imagine they're expensive to order. They take up space. There is a niche market for these. I know Jim Mint is on the YouTubes, and he has a massive Omnibus collection. I mean, just watch his video and you'll see just shelves upon shelves of not only Marvel but DC and other volumes. But again, $125 might seem like a lot, but if you're one of those guys out there buying an ASM 300 every chance you get, this might not be a whole lot of money for you. And hey, maybe you might want to read the story, or maybe you have a kid that you want to introduce Venom to. What a better way to do so than picking up this, if you can, at less than cover. So that's the first one I wanted to cover. I highly recommend this one, adding this to your collection if you are, in fact, an Omnibus collector. I'm going to pull this one away. The next one I wanted to point out, a little bit older, is the only one of the line that this one was released was the Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. So again, didn't pay cover price for it. It does have the old style on the inside. This is one of the earlier ones, so I mean it just has that typical bound foil stamp on the inside. Pages are nice and glossy. As you can see, it's all the Bagley artwork there. The title's included. Does give you obviously issue number 1 all the way up until including the Venom Ultimate Venom stories, if you can see that on the bottom there. So again, this one, cheaper cover price at the time. This was, I believe, the first print. I bought it used, so I just happened to find it when I was doing some book hunting there, and I didn't pay. I think I paid just under cover for this copy because it is hard to find. I believe it is out of print for now. And it is the only volume from the Ultimate Spider-Man that was released in omnibus format that's featuring Peter. I know there's one out there with Miles Morales in it. So this has all the first 40 or so Ultimate Spidey books. Definitely worth it. Cheaper alternatives. There are the hardcovers out there. Volumes, as well as, I mean, if you don't collect omnibus and you just want to read these stories, because who the hell really wants the ultimate books anyway? I mean, they were popular when they came out, but now, aside from Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the rest are kind of dollar bin books. I mean, you can go to any half-price books and probably pick up the entire run of Ultimate Fantastic Four because somebody bought it, thought it was going to be the next, I'm going to pick on Darkhawk here, Darkhawk number 1, or Spawn number 1. Yes, I know Darkhawk has a series coming out, big deal. And they invested a ton of money into it, and the next thing you know, they have to sell their whole collection because it's, they get 50 cents for all, 100 issues. So, again, if you wanted to read this and you collect the omnibus, it's a good one to have. It has all the important stuff in it. Does not have Ultimate Carnage though. I would hope that they would release all volume 2 and maybe even go up and release the whole series up until the point where they kill Peter in this this run. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. What's your favorite omnibus? If you want to comment, or do any of you even collect these things besides Gem Mint Collectibles? Because again, we all know his backdrop. You can see that he clearly buys these. But yeah, if you have a favorite one out there, even if it's out of print, I mean, the rarer the better, because these things the out of print ones do command a bit of a higher dollar value than what the cover price is. So feel free to comment. Looking forward to it. Enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.